Hello everyone, I am Ginger Kraken. I was attempting to do my first ever stream, but unfortunately I'm having issues right now with my computer. So I figured we would maybe just try recording the game and making a YouTube video out of it. Oh. Again, my computer's being a little silly. There we go. Yes, this is my first time ever recording or doing anything on YouTube, so I'm just kind of testing the waters. I'm hoping my computer can handle it because it is a little bit on the older side. I cleaned it out the other day and I was like surprised how much dust got in there considering it had only been a month since its last cleaning. So today I'm playing Planet Zoo. I have been going through the career mode previously, but again, I did want to try streaming for the first time. I've been having issues all morning, so I was like, you know what, let's just record it and post it later. So this is the final, I believe it's the Zookeeper pack for Planet Zoo that this one is advertising. It looks like a nice little starting area here. Got a nice stream there, a little field off to the side. Alright, and let's see what this lady is looking for us to do. So she says, hello, it's Emma. I'm working on a new project and as I mapped out the key components, it became clear that your expertise would be invaluable. I'd asked Nancy, but I hear she's quite fulfilled in her retirement. I'm sure you've heard about Frontier Zoo. They're a company that focuses on rescuing animals and rehabilitating... I can't speak today. Sorry. And rehabilitating them in zoos like ours. They partner with wildlife sanctuaries and conservation organizations to ensure the animals are going to the right places. That's actually very good. So they're a big deal on the global zoo market. You could say it's in their nature. Anyway, Frontier Zoo is turning 5. Yeah, so this is the Frontier Zoo. For those of you that don't know, Planet Zoo has a bunch of DLC packs. So this is the Zookeeper pack that they're showing off in this career mode. Where was I? Okay, so they're turning 5. And they're throwing a big celebration at their HQ zoo to mark the occasion. I think with our combined strengths, we could really push the boundaries of what's possible here. I'm working through clearing the backlog of tasks, but I could use your help. Some African spurred tortoises. Again, I'm sorry, it's early in the morning and my coffee maker wasn't working either today. Some African spurred tortoise rescues need a place in the zoo, and the African leopards are ready to move to a breeding program. Thanks in advance. Okay, so I'm understanding we already have leopards. Let's just quickly pause the game so I can explore and see what's going on. Also, I'm just going to set my timer because I only have about an hour today before I have to go. So let's see, we've got a thing here. Are there any animals in here? Hello? I see climbing equipment, but nothing... Oh, okay, we do have leopards. We have 2 girls, 2 boys. They're looking a little sad. Let's see if I can click on one of them. Again, so Planet Zoo mechanics, I'm still getting used to them. They're a little wonky. I've only been playing the game for about a month or so now. And again, just my personal life, I have some extra time. So it's like, hey, why not try streaming? Okay, you guys don't like this plant. So I'm going to move it to, I don't know, there. So Planet Zoo, if you've ever played Zoo Tycoon as a kid, which is kind of what got me started here, it's basically like the successor to that franchise. So you have you can click on your animals, you can see very detailed this one too. So their last meal wasn't the greatest and they want some toys to play with. I don't know, do I have toys for you guys unlocked? No, I don't. Okay, so we're gonna have to start doing some research like we would in Zoo Tycoon. I also have some animals that have already been bought on the back burner, and my staff require a workshop still. So I like to try and group all of my staff places kind of in the same area so it's easier for them. Easiest way to do that, if you push H on your keyboard and go negative impact on guess, it'll show you all the staff facilities in red. So it looks like, wow, it looks like this place is actually pretty spread out. So, I'm just gonna click on habitats to see. Which one's the one that I'm looking for? There's a button that'll actually show you, like, in blue, which habitats have animals and not. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we see these little green guys here. Those are my leopards. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any other animals other than leopards. Another way I just remembered is if you go to your zoo tab here and you click on the paw prints. Yeah, we only have leopards. Okay, so again, this is my first time jumping in, so I'm just kind of seeing. I think these little patches we could maybe potentially turn into other exhibits. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do with this map. So we need to focus on, I get sidetracked very easy, I'm sorry. I think it was placing a workshop. So we're gonna go facilities, staff, workshop, okay. And I'm gonna turn on my heat map again so I can see where things are. And I'm just gonna quickly flick that off. Okay, so this is the keeper hut and the surgery. Okay. What the heck is all the way out here? My gosh. Oh, those are, okay, so these are the break rooms all the way over here. I'm not sure why they're so far away. You are, oops. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's another surgery. Oh, okay, so my quarantine's over here. That's going to be very important when we get new animals, so we can plop them in there and check, make sure that they're healthy, whatnot. That's my auction house. What are you? You don't have a sign. You're another staff room. Okay, so where should I put this thing? I did quickly see something over here. That looks like power. Okay, that's my research center. You are a keeper hut, so that's where they make their food and stuff. Okay, well, considering we're going to focus in the central area here, I think it's best to just plop it down right here, really. So, facilities. I'm going to try, and I like having everything all nice and pretty and lined up here. So, actually that fits there perfectly. I don't have to do any adjustments. So we have our keeper hut. Let's see what the objectives are for this career mode. Okay, so we were gifted African tortoises, which she mentioned in the letter. So we have to build a habitat there, and we have to set it up. Actually, this one's pretty good for explaining how this game runs. Again, it's very similar to Zoo Tycoon if you ever played it as a kid. Set up the African tortoise habitat. Adopt and place 3 of them. How many did we get? Did we get 3? I think we got 3. I'm just gonna turn that filter off. I don't know why it's on. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so we have 2 girls and a boy, which is fine. I'm going to move them to my storage, which means I can then send them to quarantine. Again, as I mentioned before, anytime you buy an animal, it's best to send it to quarantine in case it's sick or anything, so it doesn't infect your entire zoo. When I first started playing this game, I learned that the hard way. And it was literally like every single last animal in my zoo got sick, and I felt horrible because I didn't know what the hell was going on. I want to make you guys feel better, but I don't know how. Do you guys need... Let me just quickly pause and unpause. You guys need more shelter. And again, I like building in pause, just because it keeps things from going out of whack really quickly on you. I just like to sink those into the ground a little bit so they look a little more built in. I know they have this cave here, but apparently that's not good enough for them, so I'm just going to plop that down and you guys can climb. So very important, again, another thing I learned the hard way when I first started playing this game is any animals that have the ability to climb, you want to make sure everything essentially in their general surrounding has this little tab here turned off. Otherwise, those guys can potentially jump up on here and then jump up over the rails, and your guests will not be happy and you're going to lose a ton of money. Okay, with that being said, I'm just going to do something to make my computer run faster. It was a trick I learned on a YouTube short where if I push I, and I'm going to select my whole map, it'll highlight pretty much everything. If you turn the climbing off, it helps your computer run smoother. I don't know how or why, and I cannot remember exactly what channel that YouTube short was linked to that suggested you do this, but whoever you are, I thank you. Because, again, I am running off an older computer. It's a custom computer that my boyfriend had made a couple years ago, and when I moved in with him, my tower computer, unfortunately, there was a flooding incident just before I moved out. And yeah, I was like, I don't have a computer, don't have anything. I lost a whole bunch of stuff when that happened. I was very upset. Thankfully, the landlords, they did give me a little bit of money just to help out with that situation. And we did have renter's insurance because I was renting with my sister at the time, so that also helped me out very much. I'm trying to remember, it was like my computer, my TV, I lost, my mattress got all waterlogged, and I was like, yeah, that's just going to turn to mold, let's throw that out. It was not a good situation, but that's what happens when you live in a basement apartment in Canada in winter and everything starts melting. Yeah, it was like the basement apartment I lived in, it was like, I don't know. You could tell they like boarded up. They boarded up an old window or something, but it wasn't done properly. Oh, I just want to check. Some career modes you can't terraform, but thank God it looks like we can. I also see a bunch of the invisible barriers, so we do have some preset habitats, it looks like, which is awesome. Is there, I think I want to use this one for the turtles, but is there a door? I don't see a door for my keepers to get in. No? Again, it's been a little bit since I've played this game, if I'm being honest. Oh, okay, so no, we do have like a legitimate fence. It's just hard to see with all the bushes. I don't want to delete the bushes until some animals are fine with what's put in already, which we should actually check. Okay, so I'm gonna put the game on play. Oh, I don't want to lose that, but let's see, Zoo has an interesting name. What the heck? I just want to check these guys out because I've never used those animals. It was African spurred tortoise. So in the, this is your Zoopedia. I forgot what it was called. I was going to call it Wikipedia. But that's your Zoopedia tab there. It has every single animal in the game, including if you have the DLCs and stuff as well. Really good for getting information. So it looks like these guys need about 2,000 square feet. They don't have a water requirement, so they don't need a pool of water to swim around in, but I would like for them. I'm also just going to play with this. So yeah, about 2,000, 2.5 feet. Okay, yeah. So they don't have a requirement, so maybe we should put them in here. I thought I saw... Yes, I thought I saw barriers here. So... Just trying to see, like, where... These are all sunken in, so it's like, where do I put the door? Oh, there's a door already installed. Okay. So, I'm gonna name this turtle. I'm gonna spell it wrong. Turtle. How many square feet? Oh, there's more than enough square feet. These guys will be like right at home in here. Okay, so we've got that. I don't like how that wind turbine's right there, because it's gonna annoy my guests. Okay, maybe not. Let me see, where's the path? Oh yeah, they're good, so they shouldn't really... So a lot of the times when you have things... Oh, hello? This is what I was talking about earlier. Okay. So not sure how you got out, but I'm going to find out. Okay, click on you. Heat map, habitat. Oh, oh. Well done. Okay, so anytime you see these red things, that's bad. That means they can get out. So I'm gonna say it was the shelter, which I thought I turned climbing off on. Yeah, climbing disabled, but they can still get out. Okay, so how am I gonna do this? Can you just put your shelter there? Yeah, are we happy like that? Okay, I think we're happy like that. Okay, so I got completely sidetracked, sorry. That's the joy of this game. Things will happen and you just kind of have to deal with it. We were going to put them here, right? Yes. Okay. I also just want to label this one. I like to label which habitat is which so I don't get confused. Leopard. That's not how you spell leopard, is it? Yeah, I was like, no, it's Leopard. Leopard. Okay. Yes, I have weird ways of remembering things. So... yeah, so we're going to put the turtles over here. They're going to have way more room than they need, which is good. I am waiting. Hello? I thought I said everybody, but I guess not. Oh, there they go. You can see the keepers running. So they are delivering the animals. That's good. Okay. So we're going to have our first turtle placed in here, and he's going to tell us what they don't like. There we go. Okay, so they were fed. Habitat's looking good. They do not like the plants. And they need to... oh yeah, I was supposed to set up some research. Okay, so we have two. I like to have one person assigned to an animal and one person assigned to, what are these called? A disease or an illness or whatever. Just in case. Because sometimes, again, when you buy animals, if things get all out of whack, yeah, it's better to be able to solve that problem quickly. So, wow, okay, you really do not like... whoa! Okay, there's a lot of those in there. One thing I've found playing this game is if you're in a pinch for money and you can't afford to just outright delete plants because it costs money to do that, just click the select all, push the M key, and you can just move it. So I usually move it somewhere where it's out of the way and then deal with it later. The only thing is that takes you out of your animal tab, and these guys... okay, fine. We'll say 8 and 4. The only thing with doing that is it takes you out of your animal tab. So you'll have to find your animal again, click on him and see what he doesn't like. Which these guys blend in with the rocks there, so it's a little hard for me to pinpoint them. Let's take all of these out. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. Okay, you guys move. Get out of here. Yeah, see? Like they blend right in, and then I try to click on them, and I'm clicking on rocks. Which is not what I want. There we go. Also, I've been having issues, I just realized, with the game music. Oh, no, I don't want to quit. Oh, maybe it is playing. I can just barely hear it. Why are you on 75? There we go. Okay, that's better. I was just thinking, I'm like, I have no music again. What's going on? Okay, so... Okay, so you guys have too many plants, it looks like. This one, I don't really... I think it's like if you choose the wrong biome or stuff, but I've never really had an issue. Especially when I'm having to place plants, because I usually just click on the continent and then the biome that I want to do. So depending on the theme I'm going for, I might have done like grasslands and used only the grasslands, I might have only done desert, and you can always unclick them here if you guys need. Okay, so for the time being, we have too many plants. I'm going to say it's these things, there's so many of them. So, push I. I'm actually going to hold shift, sorry. Again, it's been like a month or two since I've actually sat down and played this game. It's just been busy with good old life. Life keeps you busy. Okay. Oops. Wrong button. I'm gonna move you actually just over here. Why aren't you guys exploring? Okay, still. Oh, you know what? It's probably these hedges. I'm just gonna move them. Because I don't think those turtles like hedges. Like, I thought I clicked on my turtle again. They blend in from afar. Drives me crazy sometimes. Okay, so we're looking a little more appropriate. I like to get that line usually in the middle, but I'm just gonna pause putting animals in for now, because one thing I like to do as well is get some of these little tanks set up, because they're good for making money. Just trying to see, where should we or could we put them? What is this? Okay, so that looks like food and drink in there. Is this a path? Oh gosh, okay, so this whole area is just invisible pathway. Which I'm not really a fan of, because then I can't see my paths. No, I'm just gonna clear this section out. Please don't panic. Sometimes your guests will panic if you, yeah, there they go, they're starting to panic. If you remove the pathway where they're walking. There we go. Okay. And now I can kind of tell where it is, but we want to keep the flow of the place. So, I think it's this one they're using. And don't curve. Is that it? Yes, that is it. Oop. That's what I need to do. There we go. Okay, so now I can place some tanks here. I'm just going to move these benches. Again, it is, especially when you're starting out and you're very money conscious, it is cheaper to move things than delete them 9 times out of 10. So, let's see, can I squeeze you in here? can also see the path being highlighted in blue. Oh, I can fit 2. Perfect. Okay. So you can always, when you're placing something, see the path being highlighted. It's to help you know if you're connecting up or not. With these little exhibit tanks, it's always best to connect if possible. Let's see. Okay, they're all out of order. So I want something that I can start breeding right off the bat. So it looks like these scorpions. Typically it's better to start out with like bugs because they just breed so bloody quickly. Okay, so scorpion. I'm gonna put you guys here. I'm just gonna put scorpion. And we're gonna have to adjust the climate. Oh yeah, for sure. So we also got a warning if we didn't do that as well. Again, your Zookeeper will tell you what they prefer. So we're gonna say 25 and 70. So 26 degrees and 70. Again, I swear I'm OCD or something. I like seeing those in the middle-ish. Okay, so that is our scorpion setup. Now, to not have to come back because your tank's overflowing with animals, and to make money in the background, I always find it best to go to the management tab, manage your population, and set it up. So I like to do 2 for cash, 2 for cash. You can also do release to wild if you're trying to get more of those conservation points to adopt animals. But again, for now, we're just starting off. We need some money makers, so we're gonna do, it's gonna keep our youngest 2 males, and anything else is going to sell for cash, and it's going to do the same thing for the females there. So we're going to set up this tank as well with my Goliath beetles. I didn't even know what I clicked on. I just clicked on the first thing I saw, male and female. They're actually pretty happy already. I'm going to set that to 30 degrees. Nice warm. Oh, that's actually dead center. Perfect. Maybe 50? Yeah. Again, we're going to set up manage 2. If you leave this in store and trade center and you're not paying attention, you're going to open your trade center thing and there's going to just be like a ton of animals for you to deal with. So, how did you get out again? I find it's best to just set that up ASAP. Turtle. No. Are you sure? He looks like he's in there. Maybe it's the barriers. I have to adjust the barriers probably. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Because I know it always pops up, a dangerous animal has escaped, and I start panicking like, oh no, the leopards got out. It never is. I've had like, I'm trying to remember, I had flamingos once just constantly get out. And I couldn't figure out like what the heck is going on, and every time I saw it, I'm trying to click on the barrier here so I can see. Excuse me. Okay, we're just gonna do it this way. Edit barrier. Yeah, I had like my flamingos or something get out constantly, and it was like, oh, a dangerous animal has escaped, and there's me sitting there going like, oh my god, I had lions or something at the time. It was like, oh my god, my lions got out and everything's just a disaster. Yeah, it was nothing. Why is my mouse being weird again? Excuse me. Oh, I wasn't done. Oh no. Barriers. You. So I think what's going on is these barriers here that the game has pre-set up, they're called null barriers, or I call them invisible barriers. Animals can walk right through them unless you have something like this. This is like a pre-made prop piece, fence, whatever. That'll stop them from getting out, and the positive of using prop pieces is they don't take damage. So again, coming from a Zoo Tycoon background. Hang on a second, why are these all... There we go, okay. So what I just did there is I noticed they're bending and stuff, so I just clicked straight sections to straighten everything out. And I lost my train of thought, what was I saying? Oh no, I don't want to move the whole thing. Yeah, so coming from Zoo Tycoon, because I played that as a kid, it's the most relatable to this game that I can get. I don't know if you remember, especially if you had that dinosaur, it wasn't a DLC, it was a CD, but like if you had that dinosaur pack, the animals can and would damage barriers over time, and you'd have to get a mechanic to fix them, and they would just rampage all over the place and cause problems. That happens in this game too, so it's always a good idea, I find, to just keep in mind what you're using for your barriers, because it could potentially become a problem down the road. Obviously you don't want to put, like we have leopards, you don't want to put the leopards in a chain link fence, they'll get out of that no problem. Just want to add... Perfect. Again, my OCD is showing, I'm so sorry. You guys are probably like, stop fixing the fences! Oh, and I'm pushing all the wrong buttons again. Barriers. Again, so you have like different options for barriers. There's also, in the research tab, you can research different things. You also want to check your Zoopedia for the animal that you're, you know, air quotes, containing, and see what the requirements are. Because some barriers, like this, again, it's empty. This one is glass, you can see the top line there. It's a resistance grade of 3, and it's not climbable second from the bottom there. Something like this is grade 3, it's climbable, so it's strong, it's in like the middle of strength, but it's climbable, so I wouldn't use that if I had monkeys. I would probably go with the glass, or my go-to is typically the red brick, because it is the strongest. It is, nothing can climb it. You just have to make sure that your height, this little guy here, you can adjust the height of stuff. You just want to make sure that's tall enough that things can't jump out. But I'm noticing we have some litter here. Do we have... What are our staff looking like? Do we have caretakers? We do, okay. So I'm gonna grab you. And can you please clean that? I don't like having a dirty zoo. Thank you. Okay, so our turtles are happy. I think that's one. Yep. Other than we don't have any sort of toys unlocked, and oh, I forgot to put down feeding. Shoot. I'm so sorry, guys. You're probably starving. So you always want to do a food trough, and I like to do a water pipe because it's low maintenance. There we go. Like the water pipes, is it literally just trickles there automatically. There's no refilling you have to worry about or anything like that. I'm also having a look around, and it looks like we don't have a lot of donation bins, which is another place where we can make money. So I'm gonna go facility. Oh, what tab is it under? I think it's under guest finance. Yes, donation bins. So this is where you're gonna make money. It's best to just kind of litter them around the exhibits. So I'm gonna do that. And especially where guests can see your animals the most, and or if you place down any, what is it called, like education boards, stuff like that, I find it's best to do it around there as well. So, speaking of education, we're going to go to media. This is one that I have made and saved to my Steam account. It's just one of these education boards along with the speaker, which will, I believe, it reads the board for your guests. Where should we put this? Let's put it here. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a good spot. Okay, so we're going to assign that to Tortoise. books. And again, I believe it's reading off the thing. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I'm also going to turn that up as far as I can. I'm just thinking for the future. This is probably going to be an exhibit in the future. I probably should put the turtles in there, to be honest. That looks a little better. So with education things, I'm sure you saw that heat map that automatically came up. That shows you where your guests can, here it is. That shows you where your guests can hear that speaker. I don't want it too close to this one, because then if it overlaps, you're going to get interference and you're going to get a lot of guests complaining. So I think I'm going to move it. Actually, maybe here, because then we can get people that are crossing at that intersection and maybe they'll wander over and take a look and donate. Okay, so I don't think the Leopards had donation things. No, they did not. So, facilities, guests, finance, there we go. So, let's plop down some of those. I know too, you'll get like alerts and stuff up here about your animals. I know, and again, I'm in career mode. I'm not really playing it seriously. You'll get warnings about like inbreeding and stuff too, so be prepared for that with me, because again, I'm just trying to get through. I might go back and do them all for, again, because I originally wanted to try and stream. I might come back to it. I might come back to the idea of going through the career mode and actually like playing it a little more serious, because I did want to stream this initially, but my computer said no, and also YouTube said no. Apparently one of my settings was wrong or something, and now there's a timer I gotta wait for. Oh yeah, that's good. I kind of want to put another one over here. So if you ever want to copy and paste in this game, essentially, you're going to highlight it with either I or shift clicking, and you're going to hit the letter D, or sorry, Control D. And this is that interference thing that I was telling you about. See how it's red? It also might not have power. No, there's power here. There's education. So it will show like an overlapping red. It's fine if it's in the exhibit, like this, so you can see how those two circles are going to overlap. It's when you're on a pathway that it's going to be a problem, because your guests will walk through it, and your guests absolutely do not like it. So I'm thinking here might be good, because then we can get people on the opposite end there. Dangerous fighting due to overcrowding. Why? Why are we overcrowded, guys? What's going on here? Why are we just plopping food down? Okay, so you guys were... Again, the animals will, like, get out of control if you're not on top of them. Oh my gosh, okay, leopard. Just gonna isolate them. I like to just do it by maturity. I'm gonna pause the game so they stop fighting. Okay, so we do have a male and a female, very young. I'm gonna make sure you guys stay now. You can, again, release to wild to get your conservation points, because some animals can only be adopted with conservation points, or you can just straight up sell them for money, depending on your situation. Again, because I am just starting on this map, I'm gonna sell and get the money, because we are definitely gonna need it. Do we have any loans going on, actually? No, we don't. Okay. Let's do... Should we do some marketing? No, I mean, we're doing okay for money, so it's not like we need to attract people. Okay, and like I was saying, back to this duplicating thing. So, when you duplicate something, if it's an education board or something where you can preset what is displaying or the colors. So if you're going for like color-coded stuff as well, it's a good idea to duplicate. It will duplicate whatever information is attached to that item. So you saw this one, I didn't have to set it to what animal. But if I was to duplicate this and then put it in front of, let's say I had ostriches, it's going to display leopard information at the ostrich habitat, confuse the guests, and everything's just going to go south for you. What else? I don't think these guys have a proper food trough, because that looks like it was just thrown down in front of the door. So, you, I need your heat map for your habitat. Wow, okay, so they literally put a water pipe down and they didn't put anything else. Good thing I checked. Again, the quickest way to get things specifically for the animal you're working with, if you're doing anything with the habitat, stuff like that, is to just click filter habitat items by species, or again, click on these automatic tabs here, and it'll pre-filter what's going on. Sometimes you'll have to like deselect or exit or whatever right here if sometimes it glitches, or maybe it's just my computer. It'll keep like, I'll see African leopard, flamingo, ostrich, and I'm like, okay, no, I only want like, I don't know, red river hogs. I don't need 3 other animals. It doesn't apply. So let's get that going. We made a lot of money off of those guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not happy with this grass, so let's move it over here. I like to see green on here. And I'm upset because I can't do anything about the toy situation right now. Okay, but anyway, we've got leopards, we've got turtles. I'm just checking my timer. I've got about 20 minutes before I have to go. So, let's see what we've got in animal trading. Markets. Okay, so we've got buffaloes, porcupine. I don't think I've ever worked with a porcupine. Alpacas, goats, yeah, I've only, oh, why are you, do you have that? No, you don't. Okay, so you will actually be able to see occasionally, and it's very rare, you'll be able to adopt animals that have the albino trait or the, oh my gosh, what is it called? I should know this. The melanin, where they're just so hyper pigmented. Like they're super dark. They usually look like a dark brown or just straight up black. Like I remember I had an Arctic fox with that hyperpigmentation, and it was so cool to see. Like this guy is looking pretty dark. Oh, you're just dark. Yeah, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I get sidetracked very easily. So let's see what's going on over here. I think I want to put something down here. So we've got like a little cave. Can I edit this? Is this okay? I was hoping that was like an actual straight up cave they could walk through. We do have terraforming, so we could make that a reality. But let's see. Sorry, my arm is itchy. There we go. I know we have habitats with water, so maybe we want to do those penguins over here. How much water is this? It's 2.7 square feet. You'll hear me constantly not saying 1,000 because I just don't. I don't know why. We're gonna play that in the background so there's some music. Oh shoot. Okay, so these guys, you'll see me pause when I'm in here because they are on a timer. Like this guy's gonna disappear in 3 seconds. But I paused the game so he stays there and I can look, because I did see a male and a female penguin, and now I only have the male. So the female expired, I'm guessing. Yeah, we have a lot of like one but not the other going on here. I kind of want to play around with those porcupines, but I don't at the same time. What is going to attract guests? I guess an alligator, maybe. I don't like to start off with carnivores because they're very expensive. You guys need a lot of room, I think, don't you? I don't have a lot of room right now. Yeah, so for one adult, I need 4.5 square feet. And if I have two, I need 5.4. And it looks like every adult needs like an additional 1,000 square feet. So I do not have the room, the time, or the patience right now for that, because I would have to build a whole new exhibit. And again, I only have a couple minutes to get this place somewhat set up. What about eye bags? Do you guys... I feel like you need a lot of room. Yes, you do. Okay. I always put the adult limit up to 4 because, again, when you get busy doing stuff and you get sidetracked, you're gonna go from 2 to like 10 all of a sudden without even realizing it. Okay, so we're not doing eye bags. Arctic wolves, I know. Oh, otter! Arctic wolves, I know, and Arctic foxes need a lot of room. I want to adopt you just because you're cute and fuzzy. You have a water requirement of 900 and you need... Okay, no, so you need 1.2 water and 3.2 land. I could adopt you, but then you're going to be lonely for quite a while. And I have the room. So do I adopt the otter and make him lonely for the time being? I think that's what we're gonna do. Otter. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, because again, everything's on a timer, so I know like that this guy's got 26 seconds. That will turn into something. Hopefully it's a female. I feel so bad doing this. I know in real life too, otters need they need their partners, so I feel bad. But we have a zoo that needs filling. I don't know why they're still showing that you're there. I'm gonna push play. Hello? There we go. Okay, so you can see that already refreshed to an Asian water monitor. I'm going to... Was it the Asian? Yes, it was. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 different types of otters in this game. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to filter to female. So hopefully, while I'm building up his exhibit, we'll get a female available for purchase. I got the brain scramblies today or something, my gosh. Okay, all cast finance. I'm gonna preset the donation bins and stuff while we're waiting for him to go through quarantine. Again, some animals, when you buy them, you can't tell on that adoption page, but they're sick or injured or something's going on. I had one where it was like in surgery constantly. I bought it and it took it felt like a real life hour before it was finally available to put in the habitat. I was like, oh my god. And again, it was one of those situations where I had the male, I had the female, and the other one was, I kept getting complaints about oh, that animal looks lonely. Yeah, I know. Because the other one's stuck in surgery and I can't get it out. Let's preview the education boards as well, because that will make people want to adopt. Whoops, what am I doing? So because it's not set, I'm just gonna set it to the turtle so I can see. Because this game is weird sometimes. Yeah, let's put you there. Oh good, you went through just fine. Okay. Do your Oh, you know what I forgot to do? What is your grade 2, 3 feet? Okay, so we should be fine with this. Worst case, I'll just select all and I'll turn it to brick or something and deal with it. Speaking of which, while we're waiting for you to come, it's not a fence. A chain link fence? I think this is the chain link fence, actually. Yes, it is. Okay, so we have the chain link fence. I don't think that's very... it's a grade 2. What was the requirement again? Okay, I'm gonna have to pause the game because I don't want you getting out immediately. Oh, grade 2, 3 feet. We're fine. Okay. I'm not dealing with that right now. I don't have time, quite literally. I've got 10 minutes before I gotta go. Okay, welcome to your new home, little guy. The water. Oh, the water needs to be deeper. Okay, so I'm gonna pause. I'm going to delete the water. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're working with water is the animals have to have like a smooth slope-ish in order to get in. I am being told by Zoopedia that this has to be at least 6 feet deep. So what I like to do is just use the push tool and kind of carve out the main spot for the water. And then I'm gonna bring this down to 50. Just lightly tap. And then use the smooth tool to kind of make it a bit easier. And of course we're gonna have to fix all these rocks and stuff that are gonna be floating in the water. Okay, and then we're gonna do calm water. Oh my good gosh, okay. That is not what I wanted. Oh dear. Okay, so we need to make a fake little wall here so the water doesn't come over. No, it's still doing it. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen too. I wish it would highlight the entire, because you can see that little blue line that's following my cursor. I wish that it would highlight like the whole area that it's going to fill in. That looks good. Because sometimes when it does that, I'm just like, what do you mean you're filling in the whole exhibit? That's not what I want. Okay, so we need to let's put some food dishes down, so don't forget. So that's something we don't want to forget. Oh, and I have the underwater feeders unlocked as well. I like to put these in because it counts as a toy. As you can see there, it just applied. And then we just have to make sure it's accessible. So let's give the game a second to catch up with us. And it's accessible. Perfect. Okay. Where did you go, little guy? There you are. You're doing a little roly-poly, eh? He's so cute. I wish I could have you as like a real life pet. Anyway, okay, terrain, we're looking good. Oh, I forgot to check the terrain for the turtles. I think they said that they were okay, I can't remember. Let's get those for you. Is that you? No, that's a rock. Again, small animals. Oh, where did you go? Small animals are hard to keep track of because they just... Oh, you're in the water. They blend in with the rocks sometimes. You don't like the rocks. That's my thing. Are you fine with the bushes? Okay. I thought for sure. I wish I could just stay on this tab when I do this. I hate that it disappears. But you know, we are making money. Oh, we've got 60 grand. Jeez. So maybe it's just lazy. And we'll delete the plants that it doesn't like. So again, like I was saying, deleting plants costs money. We went from 61 to 59. It is expensive to delete plants. I don't know why. And I also like setting water to crystal so I can see. And so can the guests. Because that is a big part of this game too. If the guests can't see, they're gonna complain that they can't see, and then they're not gonna donate, and it's a whole thing. But hey, happy otherwise. Was that you that made that noise? Let's see. No females yet. Oh no! Don't you dare! I saw that. Yeah, I should check for that first. Oh no. Ah. Okay, so we're gonna have to heighten the fence. I saw him hop up on the rock. Right here. Okay, so fence. Add a barrier. All the way around. Usually you can get away with just raising it. What is happening? No, the fence. The fence. There we go. The lid. The lid. Okay, why is it not letting me... Oh, there we go. Okay, so fingers crossed. I'm gonna click on you again. And we're gonna do a heat map. Now, it always takes a second for the game to catch up when you're building in pause. So I'm gonna unpause it quickly. Do not jump out. Okay, there we go. Panicking over. Yeah, so you do have to be mindful of your fence heights and stuff. Where do you think you're going? I'm watching you now. I always get so nervous, especially when I see them. I had one once when I paused the game. It was mid-air over the fence. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know what else to do for you because we're waiting for a lady friend for you. And I only have 5 minutes, so let's see. I forgot to set up education for these, so let's do that. Education, exhibit. Now you can very easily clip these. You just have to click on the tank you want. And then forget everything. Position snap and it will automatically... Who kicked over my recycling bin? Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, so zoo, overview, replace. Yes, they will, just like in Zoo Tycoon, if they don't like, because the bins are full, they get all grumpy, they will vandalize your park and stuff. It's very annoying. You will also get protesters. I just remembered, I haven't had those in a while, and I hope I don't get them. Excuse me, I'm trying to click on that. There we go. And we also need donation means. But yeah, you will get vandals, you will get protesters. You'll also get this little eyeball thing here. You'll also get inspectors in some scenarios that will visit your zoo. And if they see something they don't like, they will fine you. It's very irritating because it's usually like right as they're leaving, there's a group of protesters coming in because you've been busy dealing with an escaped animal or something. I cannot place this somewhat closely, can I? I don't have to do that. Yeah. What do you mean obstructed? It was... There we go. Let's make sure we're connected over here. Perfect. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up there. So we've got leopards, we've got turtles, we've got an otter. Yeah, we've got an otter. we've got our exhibit takes down to make us some money. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm gonna try and sort out what my issue is with the whole streaming situation. This water looks dirty. Hang on. Hang on. We're not gonna end this yet. Do I have water treatment nearby? No, I don't. Why do I not? Needs to connect to a path. There we go. So that will clean the water. What about our otter? Our otter also does not have water treatment. And I know this is something that the guests won't like, so I have to put it kind of off the beaten path. Like so. Why is this circle so big? There we go. Okay, so they should be happy there. I'm going to delete that hedge so my staff can get through. I don't know if they're affected by the stuff, but yeah. So yeah, I'm going to end it there because I do have to go, unfortunately. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this goes well because I actually had fun doing this. So like I said, I'm going to try and sort out the whole streaming issue because I'm not sure what that is. And then, yeah, hopefully we can keep this going and you guys can also enjoy this game with me. If once I'm done this specific career path, I'm going to keep doing it on YouTube. Yeah, we'll just keep going. I'll redo the whole thing. I also have quite a few other games kind of on the back burner. I know I just reinstalled Final Fantasy VII on my PC. I do have Roller Coaster Tycoon. What are some other games that I have? I have a whole bunch. I also have my Wii still. I was looking at getting a capture card so I could also stream and record playing that. But yeah, as far as today goes, I unfortunately have to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!